Many communities have Share the Road campaigns, where local policymakers place responsibility for road safety of all on the backs of car drivers. The driving factor is largely because drivers of cars, trucks, or buses have tons of steel surrounding them, while bikers, cyclists, and pedestrians are almost completely exposed. Consider the impact of such policy approaches. There is expectation placed on non-drivers to participate in their own safety. The burden is placed externally. As such, many places, especially in cities, see pedestrians, bikers, and cyclists demonstrate little to no caution while venturing on roads or crossing streets. The parties with the most to lose face no incentive to make choices for behaviors that protects their lives. Others are responsible regardless of the actions of the impacted parties. In our society, this is a common problem our policymakers create by not seeing the forest through the trees. One class is granted complete favor at the expense of all others. Not a true shared environment. If the public interest in the Share the Road program is to reduce non-driver deaths, some of the liability needs to be placed on non-drivers that purposefully place themselves in harm. Not all, but some. Nudging people to make better choices that improve their own outcomes and safety is greatly needed in our society. Many responsible people call that personal responsibility. As a driver, I do not want to hit a pedestrian, cyclist, biker, or fellow driver, so I proceed with caution. When I walk, I prefer not to place myself in the path of a vehicle, bike, or other object that could take my life. Additionally, as a person residing in the United States, I do not place responsibility for my economic well-being on the backs of anyone else, but myself. Few people outside of myself would know my needs and wants. Do not take this as bragging, but showing the need for a person with the greatest risk/benefit in a situation to bear some responsibility to make the right choices and behaviors to increase the likelihood of favorable outcomes. Life is not linear. Many factors outside of a person's control can have great impact on outcomes, security, and more. Naturally, people should have protection against the unknown. Placing some responsibility on decision-making on non-drivers does not negate the fact that drivers should ensure they do not take a life, regardless of inadvertent actions of others. The goal is to ensure all parties have at least some skin in the game to make choices that protect all in the mix. All parties have a shared interest in the safety of each other. Our society cannot continue to completely shield citizens from the consequences of their choices and behaviors. Making them accept consequences and responsibility can be a good deterrent. People should share the road. They should also ensure that their actions contribute to solutions, not problems. Finally, let us discuss public platforms and celebrity status. Our society, right or wrong, provides a public platform for high-profile celebrities, which some use to promote products, services, lifestyles, or political movements. Many Hollywood celebrities or elite athletes seek to more in life than what they do for work. They seek to influence how you think, behave, value others, and treat those who oppose your views. The United States of America is built on the many principles of freedom. One fundamental to any democracy is for the people to be able to speak without retribution. There is no denying that people, high profile or everyday citizens, have a voice and should use them. Our society would benefit greatly with more constructive policy debates. A key problem with many high-profile individuals is the false belief that their opinion is absolute. Realistically, one person's freedom to speak does not negate another person to exercise their right by countering that speech. Instead of healthy debates, the exercise of speech will inevitably many times devolve into ad hominem affairs, where counterarguments are personal in nature with little connection to the actual topic. People have the right to voice their opinion, but also bear the responsibility to consider the authenticity of the message, appropriateness of delivery, and impact of tone and style. Otherwise, the messenger opens the door to rightful criticism, loss of message control, and irreparable damage to the cause fought for. Careful constructed speech versus emotional hysteria. People are not required to view messages based on your intentions, but on face value of delivery. While people may disagree with your position, the delivery should not increase rejection. Many athletes consistently claim they want to be more than an athlete but fail to be effective messengers of the supposed cause. Social justice is a common excuse to cover bad behavior. There are many recent situations where athletes claim social justice stances, when their behaviors are simply not aligned with generally acceptable conduct from any demographic group in their field. There should not be double standards in life. At the same time, self-awareness is important. One should not create false narratives to excuse behaviors that are not acceptable from any group. False equivocations harm true movements to improve equality in society. Unfortunately, people who are truly victims of discriminations have a larger standard of evidence in the public's eye when this occurs. High-profile people should use their celebrity to evoke positive change in society. They should also use their resources to ensure that efforts contribute to the solution, not create division. Society provides platforms to high-profile people. It is their responsibility to deliver an appropriate message in a proper manner. Otherwise, the message is lost and the little people working in these areas face greater challenges. In closing, I thank you for experiencing my podcast. Please click on my logo for more content.